The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is a transformative book that emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. It highlights how the human mind constantly dwells in the past or future, causing suffering and preventing true happiness. By bringing awareness to the present and detaching from the incessant mental chatter, individuals can discover inner peace and a deeper connection to themselves and the world around them. Before we dwell more on the topic, you may want to subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. The concept of the power of now can serve as a key to spiritual enlightenment and freedom from suffering by fundamentally shifting our relationship with time and our mental patterns. The mind has a tendency to dwell in the past or future, replaying past events or projecting into the future, which often leads to regrets, anxieties, and worries. When we fully immerse ourselves in the now, we discover that true peace resides in the present moment. In this state, we can connect with a deeper dimension of ourselves that is free from the anxieties and struggles that accompany dwelling in the past or future. Central to the power of now is the practice of acceptance and surrender. By accepting the present moment as it is, without judgment or resistance, we open ourselves to a greater sense of peace and release from suffering. Surrendering what is allows us to let go of the struggle against reality and find harmony with the unfolding of life. Through the power of now, we also recognize the interconnectedness of all things, ourselves, others, nature, and the divine. We move beyond the boundaries of the ego and cultivate a sense of unity and oneness with the world around us. The Power of Now serves as a transformative book, enabling us to break free from the shackles of past regrets and future anxieties. By redirecting our attention to the present moment, embracing acceptance and surrender, awakening to our true nature, and recognizing our interconnectedness, we discover that the power of now allows us to access a profound state of peace and liberation, unlocking the full potential of our existence. According to Eckhart Tolle, the ego operates as a false sense of self that is rooted in past experiences and future desires. The ego essentially defines our sense of identity and creates a narrative about who we are based on past experiences and future aspirations. However, the book emphasizes that this constructed identity is not our true essence, but a mental construct that keeps us disconnected from the present moment. The ego's identification with the past creates a continuous stream of thoughts and narratives that revolve around memories, regrets, and grievances. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of reliving past events, holding onto grudges, and attaching our sense of self to these past experiences. This attachment to the past perpetuates suffering by keeping us stuck in negative emotions such as resentment, guilt, or sadness, and preventing us from fully experiencing the richness of the present moment. Similarly, the ego's attachment to future desires and expectations creates a constant state of longing, anticipation, and worry. It projects our sense of self into future scenarios, imagining how things should be and what we need to achieve in order to be happy or fulfilled. However, this fixation on the future robs us of the ability to fully engage with the present moment and leads to a sense of discontentment, as we are always seeking something outside of ourselves for fulfillment. In this way, the ego perpetuates suffering and discontentment by keeping us disconnected from the present moment. Tolle suggests that by becoming aware of the ego and its mechanisms, we can detach ourselves from its grip and find liberation by embracing the power of now and residing in the timeless present. Living in the present moment can be a gateway to inner peace because it allows us to transcend the incessant chatter of the mind and the burden of past regrets or future anxieties. When we fully immerse ourselves in the present, we become deeply attuned to the here and now, and our attention is no longer scattered across time. Inner peace is found in the present moment because it is free from the mental turbulence generated by the ego's identification with the past or future. Eckhart Tolle provides practical techniques and guidance on how to bring awareness to the present moment. One essential technique he suggests is cultivating mindful awareness of our thoughts. By observing our thoughts without judgment or attachment, we create a space of presence where we can detach from the constant stream of thinking and gain insight into the workings of the ego. This practice helps us disidentify from the ego's patterns and enables us to experience a deeper level of presence. Another technique Tolle emphasizes is engaging fully with our senses. By redirecting our attention to the sensory perceptions of the present moment, such as feeling the aliveness of the body, listening to sounds, or observing the environment, we anchor ourselves in the now. This heightened sensory awareness brings us into a state of presence and helps to quiet the mind's incessant thinking, leading to a greater sense of peace and inner stillness. Additionally, Tolle encourages the practice of acceptance and surrender to the present moment. Instead of resisting or judging what is happening, we learn to embrace the present with open-hearted acceptance. By surrendering to the flow of life and relinquishing our resistance, we open ourselves to the transformative power of the present moment and experience a deeper sense of inner peace. By incorporating these practical techniques into our daily lives, we can bring about a heightened state of presence and awareness. Tolle teaches that the present moment is where true power and peace reside, and by consciously bringing our attention to the now, we can access a profound sense of inner peace, dissolve the grip of the ego, and experience a fundamental shift in our state of being. One can transcend time and overcome obstacles by shifting their perspective and embracing the power of the present moment. Eckhart Tolle highlights that time, as experienced by the mind, is a mental construct that often traps us in past regrets or future worries. By bringing our awareness to the present time, we can break free from the limitations of time and access a greater sense of clarity, peace, and resilience in the face of obstacles. To live in the present time, the author offers practical guidance. One important practice he emphasizes is cultivating mindfulness, which involves maintaining a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. By being fully present and attentive, we can disengage from the continuous stream of thoughts and narratives generated by the mind, allowing us to overcome the pull of past or future concerns. Another technique Tolle suggests is embracing acceptance and surrender. Rather than resisting or resenting the obstacles we encounter, he encourages us to accept them as part of the present moment's unfolding. By accepting the reality of the present, we let go of the internal struggle against circumstances, freeing up energy to respond more effectively and creatively to obstacles. Living in the present time requires an ongoing commitment to conscious awareness and a willingness to let go of the ego's grip on the past and future. By practicing mindfulness, acceptance, and surrender, we can transcend the limitations of time and fully engage with the present moment. The present moment becomes the anchor from which we navigate life's challenges, unlocking our potential for growth, transformation, and inner peace. The true self refers to the essence of who we are, beyond the egoic mind and its identification with thoughts, beliefs, and roles. It is the underlying consciousness or awareness that exists prior to any concepts or labels we assign to ourselves. According to Eckhart Tolle, the true self is a state of pure presence, devoid of past or future, and is connected to the timeless and infinite nature of consciousness. One key aspect is developing an awareness of the ego itself. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and patterns of identification, we can recognize the ego as a conditioned set of beliefs and thought processes. Through this observation, we create a space of consciousness that allows us to disidentify from the ego and its limitations. Another crucial practice is embracing the power of presence and stillness. By bringing our attention to the present moment, we become fully immersed in the now and connect with a deeper dimension of awareness beyond the egoic mind. This state of presence allows us to experience a shift in consciousness, where we can perceive reality from a place of clarity, peace, and non-reactivity. Tolle also highlights the importance of surrender and acceptance. By surrendering to what is and accepting the present moment, we release resistance and open ourselves to the deeper intelligence of life itself. In this surrender, we align ourselves with the wisdom of the present moment and allow our true self to shine through. Through these practices of self-awareness, presence, surrender, and acceptance, one can gradually discover awareness beyond the ego and connect with the true self. It is through this awakening that we realize our interconnectedness with all of existence, experience a profound sense of peace and freedom, and tap into the limitless potential of consciousness. While the book, The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle has garnered widespread acclaim and has been massively helpful to many readers, some critics have pointed out certain weaknesses or limitations in the book. It's important to note that these criticisms are subjective and may not diminish the value of the book for everyone. Here are a few commonly raised points. Repetitiveness. One criticism is that the book can be repetitive in its core teachings. Tolle emphasizes certain concepts and ideas throughout the book, which some readers find redundant. While repetition can be helpful for reinforcing key points, it may feel excessive to some readers and could have been condensed. Lack of practical guidance. While Tolle offers guidance on embracing presence and living in the now, some readers have expressed a desire for more practical techniques and exercises to apply these teachings in daily life. Even though, in this video, we tried to elaborate on the practical qualities the writer suggests, the book focuses heavily on the philosophical and conceptual aspects, which may leave some readers wanting more specific and actionable guidance. Spiritual emphasis. The power of now is deeply rooted in spiritual teachings and concepts. While this approach resonates with many readers, some individuals who are more inclined towards secular or non-spiritual perspectives may find it less accessible or relatable. The spiritual language and terminology used throughout the book may not align with everyone's beliefs or preferences. Lack of scientific evidence. Another critique is that the book does not heavily rely on scientific research or evidence to support its claims. While Tolle draws from his own experiences and insights, some readers may prefer a more empirical approach or find it challenging to fully accept the teachings without scientific substantiation. It's worth noting that the book's strengths, such as its emphasis on presence, mindfulness, and inner peace, often outweigh these perceived weaknesses for many readers. However, it's important to approach any book with a critical mindset and consider diverse perspectives when evaluating its merits. One should consider reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle because it offers a deep exploration of the nature of human consciousness and provides valuable insights into finding inner peace and transcending the limitations of the egoic mind. Tolle's teachings invite readers to shift their perspective and embrace the power of the present moment, offering practical guidance on how to disidentify from thoughts and emotions, cultivate mindfulness, and live a more awakened and fulfilling life. The book has the potential to fundamentally transform one's relationship with time, thoughts, and suffering, offering a pathway to self-awareness, inner freedom, and spiritual enlightenment.